I mean, before we get started, do you have any sort of questions around any of this at all?
I don't know if I'm going to be any good. So if it works, it works. We'll just chat, and if you can use it, then fine.
Absolutely. No, no. I mean, look, the whole reason we do this is obviously, firstly, it's great for prospects to actually not only read about what customers think of us online, but actually see and hear what customers have thought about the service. But actually, even probably more importantly, is that obviously the team watch these, and so it's
Yeah.
actually a really
Okay.
nice opportunity.
Okay. I don't know how to. Do I need to do anything with my background? Is it
No,
okay?
no, no, no. It's
Well,
perfect. Yeah.
just where I live, so I'll probably lose the kitchen. Perhaps we'll stick with the books rather than the kitchen. Okay.
No, so it's perfect because really it's not about this being polished in any way.
No,
It's
no,
about
no. Okay. Sure.
prospects and also the
Yeah.
team here seeing what you thought and felt about what we do. So it really is appreciated. It makes a big difference to us. I mean, to kick us off, I guess, would you mind sort of talking a bit about how you came across us? The position you were in, why you were considering us to begin with.
It was my mum's house that we had to sell. She went into a care home, so we had it empty. It was on the market for some time, and 2 sales fell through. And then I think because the local estate agents had tried all his contacts, because it had been on the market for sort of 8 months with 2 sales that fell through, just because the chain in the broke fell through. So he'd exhausted, I think, his limit of contacts in the local area. So it was then the viewings dried up. So we were going nowhere, and it was on the market. Christmas was coming up with another cold spell. And then I had the flyer in the post from British Home Sellers saying, I think we can help. They suggested that they had an extensive outreach for potential buyers and that they could sell a property in a matter of weeks. And so I thought, well, this is a no-brainer. So let's go with it. Let's see if they can help. See if they can help. We had nothing to lose at that stage, I thought. So we did, and they did exactly what they said. It was great.
Ah, lovely. And, did you have any, I guess, options when considering us? Because obviously we're online based. So there's a comfort to using a local company compared to a national. So did you have any sort of reservation? How did you overcome them?
I only had reservations probably for about 5 minutes because really at the end of the day, I didn't have much choice, and I was interested to see. I looked at the website. I didn't have any reservations, to be honest, because I thought I've really got nothing to lose. I really had to try something different. So yeah, no, not really. I think we're
Oh,
used to using things that are virtual these days. I think we work that way these days. So it might seem different to some people, but I thought there's no reason why they shouldn't be successful, really.
yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. And I guess as goes on, it's sort of more and more of everything seems to be online.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I think so. You work virtually these days, so I couldn't see a problem with it working like that myself. And in fact, they've probably got more outreach to potential buyers being virtual, I think, rather than trying to work like local estate agents in their own sphere of geography. If you're working remotely, you can pick up people nationally.
Exactly.
I don't know. I just think it's a different way of working, but not something that we should be reluctant to take part in.
No, definitely. I mean, we certainly find there's almost an inefficiency to how a local agent works. You know, at scale, you can almost have a sort of assembly line of people that are specialised around different things, as opposed to a local agent that will kind of pop out to do a viewing and then pop back and do
Yeah,
something else.
yeah, yes.
But when you decided to use us, how did you find the service, the team? What was your experience
Outstanding.
once you'd actually?
Outstanding at every stage. I think they were so professional, they were so polite, but so friendly. We were lucky enough or I was lucky enough to be linked with Robert Love, who was fantastic for me. Constantly phoning up, or constantly, it sounds like he was overdoing it. He wasn't, he was so polite, just keeping in touch, like I'd never had with an estate agent before. And you want the feedback from when he's spoken to the viewings, the people that come round. I want to know. And he got in touch every time. Brilliant, brilliant. He really was good.
Fantastic.
And the marketing team, the thing that I liked about the marketing team is when they wrote up about the property, they said it was a lovely sitting room. They said it was an attractive garden. They used words that you wouldn't normally see when a normal estate agent writes up your details. They make it sound so bland when you use local ones, whereas Homebuyers said it was a lovely garden, and they said it was a bright, sunny kitchen. And I think that drew in the viewings myself. People thought, yes, that sounds nice. I'll come and see it. I really do feel that. It's a good way to do it. It's good. It is good. So, yeah.
I know Rob and the team are going to be really happy to have heard this.
Well, I really thought that it was impactful. It made a difference, certainly, for the viewings anyway.
Excellent. And obviously you mentioned viewings, and I mean, how, once the property had sold, how did you find that whole process of it being sold, it then progressing?
It was just so straightforward and stress-free. Some people say that selling a property is stressful. I didn't find it stressful with home buyers. Really didn't. I didn't. The viewing started immediately, which astounded me because it went on the market on the Wednesday. And I thought, well, I'm sure I'll have to wait a fortnight before the viewing started. And we had 3 viewings lined up for the weekend within 48 hours. So, I thought, wow, this is impressive, because the estate agents locally have run out of viewings. So within 48 hours, we had viewings lined up, and they continued until the property had secured a buyer, or home buyers had secured a buyer. So it was great. Yeah, I didn't find it stressful. You have to do your own viewings, but I live locally, and I quite liked that, because it meant that I could take them around the property and actually show them the good things, the things that really sold the property. So I found that quite useful, actually. It might not be everybody's thing, but I didn't mind.
And I guess because you used local agents before using us, when you contrast us compared to companies you used before, what were the standout differences, would you say?
The level of communication was fantastic. The ability to provide so many viewings quickly so that we had them lined up. There wasn't weeks between one viewing and another. I'd have a couple on the weekend, midweek, Friday, more on the weekend. They had the viewings lined up so that we had them quickly to secure a sale. It was fast. Amazing. It was really fast. But that's what you said to me. You did what you said from your advertising on the flyer, that you had the outreach for potential purchasers and that you would be able to turn the property around. I can't remember now. Was it 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks? And you did. Can't say fairer than that, can you?
No, absolutely. And I guess for if someone's watching this that's like considering using us, not sure whether to use us, perhaps has reservations, what advice would you give them?
Be brave and try something different. Homebuyers have a huge amount to offer. A fantastic team, huge communication, and they achieved what they said they would with selling your property quickly. You couldn't ask for more. So professional. I'd recommend you in a heartbeat. And if I sold my property again, you'd be the first person I'd come to, and not as an afterthought, well, should I? I'd be straight on there asking you to do it. And I'd certainly recommend you to everybody. I have been. I have.
Oh, honestly, thank you so much.
Welcome. You're welcome.
It's really, really lovely to hear your
I
feelings about the service.
Every member of team made a big contribution, from the lovely lady setting up the viewings to Robert keeping me in touch. And then the afterwards, when it's sold, getting in touch and saying, how did we do several times, of which I was very glad to recommend and say thank you. Because for me, you sold the property that was hanging around and I needed selling. So my thanks to everyone there. So really, really heartfelt thanks.
No,
I don't
honestly,
have to worry about the property anymore. You sold it for me. So great.
No, and I guess the timing of it as well, leading to Christmas, it must be nice to have got that out the way.
Yeah, I can't tell you. Yes, an empty property. It wasn't that there was nobody in it. So that's the worry, No one wants it standing still for any length of time. So, it had to be sold. So you did. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. No, honestly, it's thank you for everything you've said. And although the process is ended, if there's ever any loose ends, don't hesitate to obviously
No,
contact
and
us.
and if I need to sell another property, I'll be in touch.
Oh, lovely. Any kind of final comments you'd want to add, or do you feel like you've shared everything you possibly can on your experience with us?
No, I think I have. I mean, great team. Yeah, yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anything else I can add, really. Has it been
No,
appalling? Do we need to ask the questions again so I can?
no. Honestly, it's more like for me, it's like I want to make sure that you feel like you've had the opportunity to voice everything you want to voice. And honestly, your testimonial couldn't be more positive, and also it's nice that you've mentioned people like Rob and the viewings team and things like the marketing material, because I know when everyone that's been involved in those things in the background, when they hear you talk about it, they're going to feel a real sense of satisfaction that, because with any online business, there are people working in the background doing stuff, and they don't necessarily ever hear that feedback from customers. And so that's what
Yeah,
makes these videos so valuable, because they're going to watch this and see, and that then just in a way kind of reinforces all the positive things that we do and makes people more motivated to keep doing those things. So it's honestly really, really valuable and really appreciative of your time.
well, I'm grateful for
Thank
yours.
you.
So thank you.